Let's check in with our Cecilia Vega now. Yeah, we're going to rise and shine from South Dakota, where you've been seeing her, the Mount Rushmore state. It is bouncing back, and Cecilia is there at the landmark, giving us a look at its history, Cecilia, and some of that history is a little complicated.
Yeah, TJ, good morning. It is very complicated. So it took 14 years for workers to complete this, 400 people working on it, carving these 60-foot tall faces that you see behind me. Definitely an architectural achievement, of course. But I'll tell you, so many Native American people from this area see this monument as a painful reminder of the years, the centuries of oppression their people have faced.
Majestic Mount Rushmore. For some, it's one of America's most famous symbols of democracy. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln carved into the side of this mountain in South Dakota's Black Hills.
It's a celebration of the United States. It's a celebration of potential, possibility.
But for so many Native Americans, Mount Rushmore is a painful reminder of land that was stolen and centuries of mistreatment that followed. And for many who live in its shadow, it is an inescapable monument to injustice.
So if for some, this is a symbol of democracy, a symbol of American achievement. To you, it's what?
It's hypocrisy.
Darrell Red Cloud is the fifth-generation grandson of Chief Red Cloud of the Lakota, a Sioux nation.
My Lakota name is Wambli Shio Ahi. Eagle brings a message.
Today, he is a cultural interpreter at Mount Rushmore, sharing the story of his people with visitors from around the world.
Six Chiefs is the name of this mountain. It was a sacred burial site to our people.
The history of what happened here is undisputed. Native Sioux nations fought to keep white settlers out of the Black Hills in the 19th century. The U.S. government agreed to give the land to the tribes. But when gold was discovered, settlers moved in, and the U.S. government turned a blind eye. The Native Americans forced to move to reservations.
It's straightforward a theft of land. So many non-Native Americans, when they come to Mount Rushmore, they see the best of their democracy reflected back to them. And Native people see land theft and broken treaties and a painful past.
The Supreme Court sided with the Sioux in 1980, saying their land had been stolen. The justices writing, a more ripe and rank case of dishonorable dealings will never, in all probability, be found in our history. And today, the question remains, how to right the wrongs committed here.
They say this represents freedom. Our people are still on our reservations, still dealing with the traumas that came across the country with the United States government.
And now, as the country faces a reckoning over what to do with monuments viewed by many as symbols of oppression, Mount Rushmore is facing fresh scrutiny. Created by a sculptor with ties to the Ku Klux Klan, the presidents it depicts, two were slave owners, all endorsed policies painful to Native people. Maureen McGee-Ballinger of the National Park Service says the monument represents so much more than one man or one president.
The focus of this is actually focusing on the first 150 years of United States history. It is our mission, share the history and the cultures of the American people.
But Darrell Red Cloud says it's not enough.
The one thing you want a family who visits Mount Rushmore to walk away with knowing is what?
More information, more true history about the Native people that were here and what it means, what the Black Hills means to our people.
There is real debate right now over what should happen here. There is a camp of people who believe that this monument should come down altogether. And I'll tell you, even the sculptor's granddaughter, we talked to her, she is in that camp. But you heard Darrell Red Cloud there say he really wants a more complete telling of his people's history, perhaps some monuments to chiefs and warriors leading up to this walkway to see these presidents here behind me, TJ, so that visitors, he says, know the entire history of this land here.
Well, we could add to the history possibly. There was an idea floated about adding possibly faces to that monument. Any chance that could happen?
Not likely. You heard President Trump a few years ago. He certainly floated that. He liked to talk about that one. But look, he wasn't the only one. Eleanor Roosevelt, she lobbied to get Susan B. Anthony's face up here. Let me show you. I'll ask our crew to show you George Washington's face. This is why you're not going to see more faces added to it. You see, he's the only one there with the torso. The sculptor wanted others to have the torso, but the rock basically couldn't handle it. So what you see right now, TJ, That's what you're going to get out here.
Well, thank you for breaking that down. I would have never noticed that. Cecilia, thank you so much. And you're welcome for your dreams coming true this morning as well.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.